Hill Country Wonders. West Virginia is a hill country state, and this has produced a type of farm surprising to newcomers within its borders. Planted fields seem to hang precariously on steep hillsides. A visitor is apt to be told by a native, quite earnestly, that the corn is sown by standing on one hillside with a gun and firing it onto the opposite hillside. Pumpkins and squash, as soon as they begin to grow, have to be tethered to the corn stalks to hold them till harvest time. Cultivation on these slopes is so difficult that the native son at times will say with a perfectly straight face that he has to roughlock his harrow to get it down off the hill. In the steep grazing country, it is told without even the suggestion of a smile that a breed of cattle has been developed with shorter legs on one side so that they can graze on the hill without discomfort. The only herd of goats in the district had to be equipped with telephone linemen's climbers before they could get to a pasture. One man with an apple orchard on a steep hill just behind his house said to have nothing to do when he has harvest the crop except to open his gate into the orchard and shake the trees, and all the apples roll right into his cellar. A farmer in the cornfield on top of a high hill is reported to shuck out his corn and toss it down to the natural chute of rock, so that when it gets to the bottom, all he has to do is separate the corn cobs from the shelled corn and put the corn in a bin for winter, and stack up the corn cobs in a little outhouse in case a mail order catalog should be used up. And there is also some extremely hard scrabble country in West Virginia. A visitor in Webster Springs, having had supper at a hotel, went out for a smoke and a little walk. Zip! Cat ran past. He watched it in surprise. Zip, zip. Two more cats ran past in the same direction. Within about 15 minutes, he saw 27 cats, all running in the same direction. "Where are all those cats going?" he asked the native. "I don't pay no attention to that," the man replied. "They do it every day. It's 17 miles down to the junction, and that's the only place around here that they can get any dirt." There's one place in the state where the country is so rough that the people have no teeth. The reason for this is said that they have the level land is so scarce that cabin chimneys are always out in the open under the slope of the hills. And when beans are cooked in the fireplace, gravel from the hills runs down into the chimney and mixes in with the beans, and the people wear out their teeth chewing on them. In this area, folks always watch up the chimney to see cows come home. Some of the valleys are very narrow. A razorback hog is thought to have had his start in these narrow highways. If he got too fat, he just naturally stuck between the walls and the valleys, and he had to get thin again before he could amble along. And there's the valleys so narrow that the dogs wag their tails up and down. In fact, some valleys are so narrow that it is said that you have to lie down and look up to see out. But one is so extremely narrow that the moonshine has to be wheeled out in a wheelbarrow early every morning. The daylight is wheeled in. Dry country. Oh, of course it gets dry out there, they say. So dry sometimes that the cattle starve down and climb into the holes in the chicken wire and hide among the chickens. And that's annoying. And they say that when you're a tenderfoot, until you can taste the difference between Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Kansas, and the Dakotas. A drop of water hit a man, and they had to throw 2 buckets of dirt in his face to bring him to. We keep track of the wind by hanging a long chain in the post. If it stands straight out, that's a breeze. But when it gets around whipping around and links the sap off, look out. It's likely to be windy by sundown.